Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, July 13th. It is 7:02 p.m. This is a regular meeting of the Town Council. Will everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The following Town Council members are present in chambers. Gagnon, Lapellis, Kella, Wales, Duva. Mr. First Selectman, can you see if there's any member of Town Council that is here remotely?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We have Councilman Mauer is here and he is now allowed to talk.
Thank you. Jason, can you hear us?
I can indeed.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Mauer is here remotely. The following Town Council members are absent. Kohut, O'Rourke, and Reed. So we have 6 members of Town Council this evening. I'm going to make a motion to amend the Town Council agenda to add new business item C, Resolution 26-070, concession operator agreement, and waive the Town Council rule requiring prior LNA approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Wales. Discussion regarding this item? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Passes 6-0. Moving on to the consent calendar. Is there any objection to me passing the consent calendar as presented? Hearing none. Passing consent calendar as presented. I ask that communication items A and B be incorporated into the minutes of our meeting. I would also ask that the letter of opinion from Town Attorney Lito be incorporated as item C of the communications during the minutes of this meeting. Moving on to item 5, public participation. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Hearing none, seeing none in Town Council chambers. I will go remotely. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate remotely? Please indicate so by digitally raising your hand, which is designated by a yellow hand emoji. Mr. First Selectman, can you check if any member of the public is digitally raising their hand in order to participate?
None at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Looking again, Town Council chambers. I'm not seeing any member of the public that wishes to participate this evening in public participation. So I'm closing public participations. We have no appointments this evening. Moving on to action items. Action item A, Town Council Committee on Finance, Education, Health, Public Safety Matters. Councilmember Lapellis, any update?
No update.
Thank you very much. Item B, Town Council Committee on Planning, Zoning, Public Works, and Park and Recreation Matters. Councilmember Duva, any update from?
We have not met since our last meeting.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item C, Town Council Committee on Legislative and Administrative Matters. We have not met since our last Town Council meeting. Moving on to D, Strategic Planning Committee. We have not met since our last Town Council meeting. Moving on to item E, Facilities Planning Committee. Vice Chair Wales, any update?
Just moving along, we're still touring the schools. We will continue to do so for the next few weeks, and we are moving forth to look towards developing a sort of implementation plan for the schools.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item F, Open Space Preservation Acquisition Committee. Councilmember O'Rourke did not communicate any update regarding their work at this time, other than what was previously provided in Town Council packets prior to today's meeting. Moving on to item G for Selectmen's update. Mr. First Selectman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So in operations, July 4th storm, we experienced significant power outages and tree damage over the holiday weekend. Approximately 166 homes lost power, and there were numerous downed trees. Thank you to the Police Department, Emergency Medical Services, Department of Public Works, and the fire departments for their diligent work to keep our town safe. Emergency Services update, Fire Department Awards, the annual Firefighters Banquet recognized dedication, service, and achievements of members from the Monroe, Stepney, and Stevenson volunteer fire departments, as well as community members whose support strengthens our fire service. Firefighter and Director of Community and Social Services Kim Cassia shared her heartfelt appreciation for the compassion and support she received from fellow firefighters, EMS, and the Monroe Police Department during her husband Dennis Cassia's illness and following his passing. It was also wonderful to see the continued collaboration among our three fire departments while recognizing the many firefighters and volunteers whose service, teamwork, and commitment make our community stronger. Community projects, the community center site. Community center site is on a final stretch. As reported at last town council, we are waiting for a fire hydrant to finalize our certificate of occupancy. As outlined in the plans approved by voters through referendum, phase 1 and phase 2 of construction will be completed, and the kitchen included in phase 3 will also be operational. While the kitchen is officially part of phase 3, it is also essential to the programming supported by our Parks and Recreation Department. Our technology department is working on audiovisual components needed for events, seminar, or guest speakers. Changing the use of the building according to all state and town requirements has been a complicated process. However, we're on the final stretch to a permanent certificate of occupancy. Once completed, the building will be moved to the Facilities Planning Committee to consider phase 3 and the future direction we want to go as a community. Trail extension. The trail is not officially open to the public as punch list items are not finalized. I recommend people do not use the trail yet. However, many are ecstatic about the new hiking option. Sightline on Purdy Hill remains a concern. Therefore, the police department will be placing additional signage. We spoke to Public Works this morning to have some tree lines cut back in an effort to increase safety through better visibility. Wolf Park Pool, construction on the remaining walkway is occurring this week, so approach the area with caution. Our Public Works staff is again being utilized to do the majority of the work. This is a continued effort by my office to make our parks the outstanding venues they should be. Community update, Arts in the Parks concert series. The Arts in the Park concert series kicked off on June 26th. Every summer we have new artists come to play music. I encourage everyone to come out this summer and enjoy the music, food, and the company. Reading of the Declaration of Independence at CT 250. As part of Monroe CT 250 celebration, residents gathered on Monroe Center Green for a community reading of the Declaration of Independence. Honoring the ideals that shaped our nation 250 years ago, the evening concluded with the ringing of the church bells 13 times in tribute to the original colonies and reflections of Monroe history from its day as part of the new Stratford to the vibrant community we know today. It was honored to recognize the generations of local residents whose hard work and commitment to freedom helped build the foundation of our town, while also thanking the CT 250 committee, the Department of Public Works, volunteers, and community partners whose dedication made this meaningful as possible. Pete Similidis, basketball fundraiser. Pete Similidis was a dedicated basketball coach in town who left us too soon. As I knew Pete well, I was honored to attend this event in his memory. Thank you to the Similidis family and all who organized this well-attended honorary event. Farmers Market. The Farmers Market continues to be a great event to attend with live music, food, and fresh produce. Please stop by on Friday afternoons from 3 to 6. The market runs until October 23rd. Jam at the Dam. The annual Jam at the Dam Music Festival will be held Friday, July 24th and Saturday, July 25th. Gates open at 3 p.m. and performances begin at 6:30. This is another great event right in our community. For grants, I am pleased to announce we've once again received a letter from the Southwestern Connecticut Agency on Aging, informing the town will be receiving $27,437.24 for Monroe programs and $7,938.43 for caregiver assistance per the American Americans Act Title III. Did I say? I said a million?
Yes. Yeah.
Where did I say?
7 million, you said.
Did I really?
1,000.
I am so sorry. Well, at least it's typed correctly. For the record, folks, $7,938.43. Glad that's not going out on a bond or a referendum. I get it done somewhere else. Police equipment upgrades. Senator Blumenthal visited our police department to congratulate them on $110,000 congressional direct spending funds they received for the purchase of police equipment upgrades, which will be used to install car cameras. I may add that Channel 12 News did a really nice thing there and interviewed all of us, and none of us made the camera. So, including the senator. Anyway, so I just did something different, guys, because with the grants, I just like to give you a little update of where we are with grants. I can go through them all if you like, or we can just look at them together. Obviously, you see the firefighters. We submitted for $1 million for the ladder truck, the Quint ladder truck, SHPO survey and planning grant, $20,000 submitted. Recreational trail grants, $288,000 submitted. The state library construction grant, $150,000 for the HVAC, that was awarded. CTD, CD municipal brownfields for $100,000 for the community center. That was awarded. AARP community challenge grant, $2,500 awarded. CDS, DOG, COPS tech for cops tech equipment program, $110,000. That's the one that I was just speaking about. Oswald Open Space Grant, $1.8 million awarded for the Benedict property. Active Transportation Micro Grant, $5,000 awarded. That'll be for the Monroe Night Out. CDS Emergency and Water Develop, $200,000 awarded for the Senior Center wastewater infrastructure. CDS Economic Development, that's $1 million. That's a congressional spending grant for $1 million. It's approved. It's not awarded yet, but it is approved. The Firehouse One renovation. And then you have the DECD municipal brownfields, next road. We're planning, steep grant planning for a shovel-ready project, school construction. These are the ones we're working on. School construction priority, resilient forestry practices grant, laptop connect program, EPA brownfields cleanup grant, and gray fields revitalization. We're planning all those right now. And the steep grant is completed, and the active transportation micro grants are completed, but you can see the amounts in the municipal brownfields, 200,000 steep grant. We applied for 50,000 for the forestry. Brownfields up to 500,000 could be awarded, and the gray fields revitalization up to 250,000. Steep grants 500,000. That was actually completed. I apologize for the animal control center. So we got payment, and active transportation micro grants. So we got payment there. So this is just a little update on exactly what's going on, what we're applied for, what we've completed, what we're working on. And obviously with the facilities planning committee, there's going to be a deep dive into what we can get to help us moving forward on the space needs and things of that nature. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's it for action items this evening. Mr. First Selectman, can you just look at the attendance and see if it's...
Yes, I can. I see FB. They don't know who that is.
Okay.
So they're not raising their hand to speak.
Okay. All right. So we have no unfinished business this evening. Moving on to new business item A, acceptance of donations that exceed $1,500. Vice Chair Wales.
I move to accept of the following donations that individually exceed $1,500 for the police department, $1,500 from Brown Monument Works for Monroe Night Out, and $1,500 from Norwalk Veterinary Hospital for Monroe Night Out.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Councilmember Gagnon. Mr. First Selectman, any discussion on this item?
No, just as always with Monroe Night Out. I mean, it's a fantastic event that they do, and obviously they need funds to run a lot of it. I'm always very appreciative of the donations the community gives, but that event especially has been a great success. Every year it seems to grow. Kids like it. There's something there for everyone. So as always with these, donations, altruism is greatly, not altruism, but philanthropy, right, is greatly appreciated. And the altruism is too, but philanthropy is a part of what helps, us get things done without having to ask the taxpayers for it. So I'm really appreciative of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting those donations, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 6-0. We're gonna skip B for right now, move on to C, resolution 26-070. I move that the town council adopt resolution number 26-070. Resolve that Terrence B. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the concession operator agreement and any associated documents by and between this and that LLC for concession operations. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Donald Wales. Discussion, Mr. First Selectman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for putting this on the agenda. This happened relatively quick. A citizen of the town, Felicia Anzalone, had called my office and said she had somebody that was interested. I told her I could meet her right then and there. I met with with this and that, the owners. They seemed very eager to get started. So thank you to Felicia Anzalone for looking out for the community, and thank you for this and that, willing to take it on. with our new patio and fence and how beautiful it looks up there. It'd be nice to be able to serve food. So hopefully this works out for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Other discussion regarding this item?
Mr. Chair.
Councilmember Mauer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Only that while this did not go to LNA and we waived that, I did have a chance to review the contract in its entirety as well as the memorandum from our town attorney. And had this gone to LNA, would have consented to pass it to council as presented.
Thank you very much. Other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-070, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 6-0. That's it for item C. I'm going to move to enter executive session regarding discussion regarding the potential acquisition and renovation of real property located at 18 Shelton Road and 706 Monroe Turnpike, inviting Frank Lito, Terry Rooney, Ron Bonofsky, and Rebecca O'Donnell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Donaldin Wales. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of entering executive session, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 6-0. We're entering executive session. Good evening, everyone. It is 8:34 p.m. We are out of executive session. There were no votes of town council in executive session this evening. Moving on to public participation, we have one item B, which is the discussion regarding executive session. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate? Seeing none, hearing none, I'm closing second public participation, and I'm adjourning this meeting at 8:34 p.m. Thank you, everyone.